Hi, friends. Welcome to Enlightened World Network. Dr. Ruth Anderson and Teri Angel here for a meditation a day. Today we are doing meditation excavation, which means we are just going to sit here and meditate. We invite you to join in, meditate right along with us, and we'll just share with you the messages that Spirit is sharing with us. We're so glad you're here. And Teri Angel, I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you, Ruth. Good morning, and good morning, everyone. It's a beautiful day.
It is. Thanks, Teri, for starting us off.
Okay, well, let's do some breathing into our heart center. That's how we connect with spirit, with our higher self, with the divine. So just center yourself right now and take that breath into your heart. Feel the energy, just fill you with warmth, and exhale. As you breathe in your next breath, I'm going to call on our angels to join us. We invoke the energy of Archangel Raphael. Raphael comes in with the energy of air, moving the space around us so that we can feel him more clearly, more fully, and his healing energy. And then we invite in Archangel Michael. Michael coming in with the energy of fire to warm us, to help us know that we are being held tight in his arms, protected and guarded at all times. And next, we invite in Archangel Gabriel. Gabriel comes with the element of water, bringing us more clarity. When we ask for questions answered, Gabriel is always the one whispering in our ear, giving us the inspired thoughts. And then we call on Archangel Uriel. Uriel, with the element of earth, helps us to ground, and that's what we're going to do now. Breathe in again into your heart center and watch as that breath flows down the length of your body, out the bottom of your feet, and grounding into our beautiful earth planet, Gaia, just allowing Gaia to nourish us, to hold us as we walk on Gaia's back. Let your energy spread out throughout the whole center, the core of Gaia, which is crystalline. And breathe some of that energy back up through the bottom of your feet, up your root chakra, your sacral, your solar plexus, and anchor it there in your heart center. Just take a moment to feel the balance, feel the centering that just happened. And breathe in again, this time allowing your energy to focus upward and outward into the universe. We're going to go up through those higher chakras, the heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown. And as you see your breath going out the crown, let it reach right to the divine, to that great central sun where we all feel the warmth. We feel the love coming from the Creator. We feel Divine Mother, Christ, the ancestors, the angels and archangels, and the ascended masters. And now let's pull that feeling of love back down through our crown, the third eye, the throat, and anchor it into our heart with the centering and balancing from the earth. We've created a channel. That channel is open and ready for messages to come through, ready for us to just be with the Creator at this moment. So breathe normally, center yourself wherever you are, just get comfortable and get ready to meditate with us as Ruth and I just go on this journey together to see what Spirit wants to say. And I feel Divine Mother already just jumping forward to help us through whatever process we need to go through to get the message today. So thank you. Thank you all for participating in the grounding, because that helps us all to connect together.
Teri, thank you. Before we got on, I was telling Teri about a dream that I had last night, that for work every day for the next 3 years, I had to go up in a plane and jump with a parachute. And I said, isn't that really what we do every day? In the lives that Teri and I are leading, walking with spirit, we really never know what's going to come up in a given day. And it's like jumping out of a plane with a parachute. And Teri, as you were starting this meditation, I saw Divine Mother, and she had come to us and she was hooking the parachute around our chest, around our bodies, preparing us. And then she took us over to a table and we were looking at this layout. I don't know a better word on the table. And it was, this is where you're going to be going today, and this is what you're going to be doing. And what I was seeing is that they're preparing us every day for what we're stepping into. And not only are they preparing us physically for the jump, they're preparing us with whatever we're going to need once we're there. So that's where things were.
Hey, I'm strapping in. And I think sometimes Spirit gives us these challenges to look at, because for me, that would be a challenge to physically jump. But I'm very calm about it for some reason. Maybe it's because it was Divine Mother that was showing me that no matter what we do, we're always held in love.
Your body may be fearful of jumping. Your spirit is not.
Mm-hmm.
It's not,
Right.
it's not your body that's jumping.
Yeah.
Okay, so now they're showing us in the plane. I'm just laughing because Archangel Michael is the pilot. It's like a combat plane. Doesn't hold very many people. It's pretty rough. That's so funny. I see Jimmy. So Jimmy is an angel that shows up every time I go on an airplane now. And I'm seeing Jimmy there. I'm seeing Divine Mother there. Michael is piloting. Oh, okay. So Raphael and Gabriel are also suited up. Not that they would need a parachute, but I think it's just symbolic that they go with us. Okay, and this makes sense because Michael just said somebody take over. So Jimmy went up to the cockpit and Michael is suiting up to go with us.
That makes me feel better. Michael is such a comfort to have.
It's all planned. Where they're taking us is all planned. Which does not come as a surprise if you believe that everything that's coming up has already been figured out before we get there. No surprises. So, Teri, you've got Michael on one side, Raphael on the other, and they're helping you get out of the plane. I think you brought some of your fear up with you.
Yeah, still helping with that.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I'm not sure where that fear of heights has come from in this lifetime. It's been there, and it's sometimes it's hard to relax and let go when something has been with us. But there's the knowledge that we are protected, that nothing's going to happen, nothing bad. They've always got our back. I think Raziel is here because I keep getting giggles, and just heard there'll be a soft mattress for the landing. Okay. All right. I can use soft.
Interesting. Because as we jumped out, we jumped like 6 feet. I mean, and we're on the ground. So what they're showing me is that this is all an illusion. And it's our illusion that there's drama and trauma. It's like a movie set.
It has to be hard.
So what if there was no drama or trauma? And what if we just kept making up these stories?
What if? And isn't it great that we can create our own reality? Our thoughts are what takes us into it's going to be difficult, it's going to be so hard, or nope, this is going to happen with ease and grace. There'll be the soft landing. There won't be any fire that's going to be tumultuous as we go out on our way. Isn't it great that we didn't have to free fall and be frightened before we hit the ground? It was right there.
The angels went along with it because for us it was real.
Mm-hmm.
So they were there to support us in whatever our reality was, even though it wasn't real.
Yeah.
Okay, so trying to understand the visual of this. Okay, so if what we're going through was made into a board game, and in this board game, you could climb a mountain. You could go through a really difficult experience, which might look like climbing upward, really struggling, moving up, up, up. Well, what they're showing me is just flatten it. There isn't a mountain, just flatten it. We made the mountain, just flatten it. And then you can just walk straight across it. I just heard making a mountain out of a molehill.
Mhm.
Love that. We do make our own mountains.
Yeah, there's many times that we go to the worst possible scenario, and that's when we have the mountains as high as the Rockies. And then there's other times when we know that we are a spark of the divine and that anything is possible, that miracles are happening every day. And so we just soar across that bridge. There's nothing standing in our way. We
Wow.
are creators. We're co-creators with God.
For the good or not, right?
Mhm.
So the words I just heard, the chaos of our own making. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. We joke about that Bob Newhart video where he's playing a psychiatrist and somebody's in there complaining about something and he says, "Stop it. Just stop it." That's what they're saying. Just stop it. The
Mhm.
chaos of our own making. Stop it.
We always have choice, and we forget that sometimes. I was just talking about this morning. Sometimes we don't see that we have options. Sometimes we think, oh, we're stuck in this hole and there's only one way out. But we always have options. And if we just stop for a minute, just like you said, just stop it. And I like the other word, wait. Just wait. What am I thinking? And really look at what's going on. Why am I so fearful of jumping out of this airplane? Why am I so fearful about making a change in my life, for good or bad, whatever it is that the option is? And look at that fear and look at the fact that we're the one creating that fear. There's only one finger to point, and that's at ourselves. There's nobody outside of us that's holding something over our head and saying, you have to do it this way. We have choice.
And sometimes your best move is simply shifting your perspective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's the power of the WAIT acronym. What am I thinking? Because then we can see it in a different way. We can look at maybe the insanity of our thoughts that we're going to be harmed, we're going to be crippled, that if we do this, something really bad is going to happen. Instead of going to the positive of, if I do this, it might be a great experience. It might be that we jump out of that plane and we're on the ground immediately without all the drama of floating down to the earth. We're already here. I love that visual, Ruth. They made it happen with ease and grace.
Or you could go ahead and do the high jump and have a blast coming down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, take Raziel with you. You'll be laughing so much you won't even want to do the landing. You'll just want to keep floating. But it's fear that holds us back. And when we realize that we're making up the story that something bad's going to happen, then we can look at the reality and change our thoughts. What's that quote? Change your thought, change your world.
I haven't heard that, but that's a good thought.
Yeah. And you know that I love watching the animals in the wild through webcams. And what I'm watching is eagles that are getting ready to take their first flight. And I watched them yesterday, and there was such trepidation. The bird would go out on the limb a certain way, and you could just tell it was grasping that limb for dear life. Like, I just can't do this. I can't let go and fly off. And you wonder what that thought process is like when it finally lets go. And that's how we are. When we hold on to something so tight because we think we have to have that security blanket, right? We think we have to have the solid ground that we're sure of. That's our comfort zone. And we can't just relax enough to let go and experience that beautiful floating, free falling, whatever it is that's going to happen. Just release the grip. I think that's a huge message for all of us. Release that grip of fear.
Funny. Benson Boone is coming to my mind. Teri, do you know who Benson Boone is?
No.
He's a singer these days, and you would recognize one of the songs because it's been played to death. But whenever he's on stage, he does flips. He's this tall, lanky guy, and he does flips, and that's what they're showing is like jump off the plane, do flips.
Mm-hmm.
Aban-
Brilliant, right?
live with wild abandon.
Mm-hmm.
We saw when Teri and I were out, we were staying at an alpaca farm, and they've got this little shop. And so we went in there, and one of the signs was this, it actually was a cow, but it could have been an alpaca, but it was this very, very happy cow. And the words on the sign were live life as if someone left the gate open. live with joyful abandon.
No limits.
Yep.
Yeah. So what gate is closed for you? That's the question to ask. And how does that gate get open to begin with? Are you waiting for somebody else to open it?
Or were you the one that closed it in the first place?
Mm-hmm. Mm. Lots of insight from jumping out of this plane this morning.
Hmm. What they're showing me is when we get a spirit led idea and then we put the brakes on it. Why? Fear, I guess.
Fear of the unknown. It's, I think, our biggest fear. What could possibly happen? We can look at it with what's the best that could happen. What if it's a wonderful experience that we want to continue with and to do over and over again? And so many times when we do go through whatever it was that was so fearful, we find a new way of being. We find things that we want to repeat.
And it opens new doors.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't have been opened otherwise.
Right. Yeah, I think it's kind of like the kids on the playground, Ruth, when they go down the slide the first time and realize, wow, that was really fun. I want to do it again. So you can watch these little kids on the playground just come down the slide and immediately run back up to do it again. And that's how we can be about these experiences in life. We don't know until we do it what it's going to feel like.
Well, the ease and grace that comes in when everything's in alignment versus every single stepping stone, stumbling step. That, it's like um, going down a creek and in a tube, and you're hitting every single boulder that there is, versus going through and just sliding through. Ease and grace. And when you're hitting those boulders, is that not the time to go, hold on, is this the path I should be on? Is there something that's out of alignment?
We can ask for our journey to happen with ease and grace. We can ask those angels to make it a soft landing or a short landing.
They're showing me that when you were in that raft going down that river, the thrill, I guess, because I've never done it, the thrill that can come in from navigating, knowing how to navigate between the boulders. And that is its own excitement. That is its own thrill. Ease and grace with sweat required. Sweat equity.
Yeah.
But isn't that creek with the boulders our own construct anyway?
Yes, it is. Because we create our reality. So we're the ones putting up those blocks, those stumbling blocks that we just fear that something's going to happen. Something bad's going to get in our way. Somebody's going to stop us. So why not create one where you just slide through with no hindrances, nothing to hold you back?
Because for some folks, there's an adrenaline in navigating the boulders.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody wants a smooth ride. I don't think anybody, well, some people might go into the rapids thinking that the adventure is in hitting the rocks. The adventure is in navigating and missing the rocks. So I guess that's our own judgment, Teri, that everybody should be seeking peace or ease and grace. Some people, that's not at all what they're seeking. I guess for some people, that's how they know that they're really alive, is when they feel that adrenaline. It's so interesting. So they're showing me right now. So, like Teri, you and I in a raft starting to go down these rapids, but the angels are above us and they've got like ropes hooked onto our boat. So if we end up running into trouble, they're just going to lift us up. They're just going to get us out of the dangerous place. I guess again, just that the angels are there to support us no matter what we're heading into, even if it's of our own making, the chaos of our own making, they're there with the exit strategy to support us.
So often, all you have to do is ask for that help. Just ask to be lifted up. Ask to have whatever fire we walk through to not burn us completely, but to forge us into something stronger. Sometimes we do have to walk over the hot coals. And they've often said the harder the challenge that we go through and we make it to the other side, the more exponentially we grow in our soul. So we don't want to always have the ease and grace. We don't always want to have the laying on the beach, enjoying the sun instead of going through the winds and the storms.
But look who's always there to support us. The spiritual divinity, Divine Mother putting the parachute on, the angels holding the straps that are keeping our boat afloat. They're always there.
And they always will be.
I am not sure there's more to be shared. Are you getting that there's more to be shared?
I was just enjoying the ocean waves. I like being on the seashore and enjoying the breeze. But I know there's times when we have to step into the fire, step into the storms. I think they got the message across to us today that we are the ones that make choices. We choose if we're going to head for the boulders or if we're going to say, no, I'm going to enjoy this ride. Wherever life takes me, I'm just going to enjoy it. What a beautiful meditation today, Ruth.
Oh, goodness, goodness, goodness. Okay. The chaos of our own making. Okay, then. There's some stuff that needs to be chewed on with this one, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Teri, thank you for being here. Friends, thank you for being here on Enlightened World Network. Seriously, we never know where these things are going, and there's always a message, always a lesson that they're teaching us. So thank you for being here along for the ride. Friends, take good care.